I'm going to show you how to use Google My Maps. So once you get to Google, or you can just type google.com/mymaps, but up here in the top right corner, the Google waffle usually has My Maps as well. You scroll down even more, you can get to it from there as well, but google.com/mymaps will do just fine. So once you get there, you'll see this screen. This screen will typically have all of the My Maps that you've created already. You can see that I have one right here. But what you need to do is click create a new map in order to create your own Google My Map. So I'm going to do that. Once I do that, that will pull up a screen with a map. So this looks just like the regular Google Maps that you would use to maybe find directions on a place to go or look up your own address. So it looks like this. If I were to zoom out in this corner here, you can see it as a world map. Can click and drag to get to different places, but it's your typical world map. It looks like Google Maps. The first thing I want to show you is down at the bottom of this white box here, it says base map. If you click on that, you have options as to what you want your map to look like. So the color, there are only 9 options, but when I use this with my students, they like to play around with this and pick whichever one they're interested in. So that's that there. But basically, to create a Google My Map, you are going to drop pins at different locations to mark whatever you want to on your map. So up at the top here, this white box is going to be your hub for everything that you add to your map. So up at the top, if you click on Untitled Map, you can name your map right there. So I'm just going to go with Simple Life Map, and then you can add a description. So that could be just a quote, a sentence, a paragraph description of what your map actually has in it. And then you would just click save. It'll pop up right there. And then your description would show up underneath. These 3 dots here help you just to navigate other aspects of Google My Maps. So you can create a new map from right here. You can copy it, move it to trash. All of those things are printed. This gray bar is very important because it allows you to add what are called layers. So layers on your map are different categories for different parts of the pins that you want to put on your map. So you'll see that the first layer is already there. It's called Untitled. To name that, I would just click on it and I would name it, let's say, Places I Have Visited. And what I do with my students is the first week of school, I have them make a life map to show me where they've lived around the world, where they've visited around the world, places they want to learn more about, and places that they want to visit. So if I were to name this Places I Have Visited, then every location that I put in that layer would be a place I have already visited. In order to create a new layer or a new category, I would go up here to Add Layer, click on that, and it's going to drop that right below. So again, I would just click on that to name it. I could say Places I Want to Visit. You can name this whatever you'd like. Save, and that creates a new layer. So I can add as many as I want, and they would just pop up below, and I can scroll up and down like that. A very important thing, once you have created the layers, if you click in the white box right here, and then you see that the blue line shows up right here on the left-hand side, that means I'm currently working in this layer. So if I wanted to work in the places I want to visit, I would click in that until the blue line shows up here. So if I want to add locations or pins to my map, all I need to do is be clicked in the layer that I like. Then up here, there's a search bar, and it's just like Google Maps. So I just start typing in either I can get as specific as an address, a building of some sort, a city, a town. I could just do a country. I could even do a continent if I wanted. I like to do specific as cities. Students, of course, love to look up their address and get very specific with it, but for right now, I'm just going to use a city. So for Places I Have Visited, I'm going to type in Athens, Greece. Once you start typing it, all of your options pop up just like it would on Google Maps. And so I can just choose the one that I want. Then it's going to drop a pin on the map where Athens, Greece is. It makes this green marker. If I want to add that to my map, that is the location that I want to mark, I would simply click this Add to Map. Then it turns blue and it shows up over here in my layer. So then if I click and drag this down so you can see it, then I have a bunch of options of what I can do for this location. So the first one is right here. It's called Style. The paint bucket, if you click on it, it allows you to change the color of your pen. So if I change it to orange, you can see over here my pen turned orange, yellow, and so on. There are also icons that you can use, and if you click more icons, there are a ton of options. So you can do icons based on maybe something that you did there or want to see there. Just for this purpose, I'm going to pick a star. So once I'm done with that, I can just exit out. I have my color and my icon of choice. Some people like to color coordinate based on their layer. It's up to you. Then the next thing is edit. So I click on the pencil. I can edit the location name if I want, or I can just leave it as it is, which is the actual city name of my pen. I'm just going to leave it Athens, but if I wanted to change that, I could. Then right here, I'm going to put a description. So I could do a sentence, I could do a paragraph, I could do anything that kind of describes why that pen is on my map in the first place. I'm going to say, I went to visit Athens, Greece last spring. So just kind of where I went and when I went, and then I can click save. The next thing that we have is add image or video. So when I click on that, I have a bunch of options. I can upload something straight from my computer, I can use my web camera right then and there, an image URL, my photos, or my favorite, if you click on more and go to Google image search, I can just type in whatever I want to search. It brings it straight up from Google right there. Select an image, and then it's going to pop up on that pin for that location. So then when I go back to this location later on my map, I can click, I can see it's about Athens, I can see a picture, and I can see my description. So it's pretty cool. Click save. This is if you wanted to get directions to the place, and then if you didn't want the pin at all, you would click the delete feature with the trash can right there. So this pin is done. I don't need to do anything once I click save. You can zoom in and out if you want to, but right now I'm zoomed in on Athens. So if I would like to add another place I visited, I know I'm still clicked in this layer because of the blue line. Clicked in there. I'm going to just simply go back up to the toolbar and I'm going to type in a new place. Let's do Cozumel, Mexico. So again, I type it in. Once I start, it gives me options. Click on the one that I want. I have my green marker. Click add to map. Now I can customize the style. I can pick a different icon. Let's go with camera. Then I can add a description. I went on a cruise and we stopped in Cozumel. Save. If I want to add a picture, I could also add a video, but go straight from Google, or I can go straight from YouTube if I wanted a video. Let's do Cozumel cruise ship. Whatever you want on Google. Here we go. Oh, perfect. Select. And then my picture is going to pop up right there. So I have my picture, I have my description, and you don't have to add all of these things. They're just options. But now that pin is complete. I can just exit out. And that's a couple places I've visited. If I want to add places I want to visit, all I need to do is click down in this box until I get that blue line. Go up to the top, and I'm going to pick, let's go Churchill, Manitoba. So Churchill, Manitoba drops the pin. I click add to map. Again, I can change the style. I can add a description. I can add a picture right there. If I don't like this, I can delete it. And then I go back to square one. So that is how you would add pins to your Google My Map. Again, you can do this for a number of reasons, but just to show you what it looks like once you are zoomed out, and then you can preview. Once I preview, it opens me to a new tab, and this is what people would see if they had the link or if they had access, or if I were to share my Google My Map. So you can see all of the layers right here. That's the only one that I put pins in. That's why you can see that. Then if I go back, I can edit as much as I want. So it's a really cool tool just to have students show places they've been, places they want to go, or even things about places around the world. So if you were doing a unit, let's say on the Middle East, they could put pins and descriptions of different places you've learned about and pictures and videos and show their knowledge through something like this. So very cool.